What I have here is Lionel's 20th anniversary Polar Express HO scale locomotive. But that is not all I have, as I also have with me the 20th anniversary poster boxcar, the Believe sound car, and at the end of it, the 20th anniversary coach. It's kind of hard to believe it's been 20 years since the film came out. I actually even still have vague memories of seeing it in the theater. If you do want to attain some of these items, you can still find some of the boxcars and the coaches online at retailers or eBay. The boxcars retail for about $33 for the 20th car, and about $45 for the Believe car. The coach, on the other hand, retails for about $50. Now, as for the locomotive, unfortunately it is mostly sold out, as Lionel only made about 120 of these. There are some on Trainworld last I checked, but they want $400, to which I say, don't buy it. It's not worth that price. I only paid about $250 for mine. With that out of the way though, let's get into it. The packaging for the locomotive is a solid box with no window to view the locomotive. The front of the box features the Polar Express 20th anniversary poster as the background. On the top, we have the Lionel HO scale logo, Polar Express 20th bell logo, and the Lionel logo with running features. Located on the left side, we have a photo of the loco and a ticket with the item description. In the center on the bottom, we have the limited edition sign, and the back of the box is similar to the front. The only difference is we have the local features, control features, and photos of the other 20th anniversary rolling stock. The top, bottom, and sides are all the same. To open the box for the locomotive, simply either open it from the left or right side. Once opened, you can slide the locomotive out. Inside the box, we also have the owner's manual, and the locomotive is between two clear plastic containers. To open it up, simply lift one side of the tabs, then just unwrap the loco and tender and pull them out. To connect the loco and tender, first attach the harness from the loco to the tender. Then just place the tender on the drawbar. The drawbar allows for either realistic coupling or extended coupling to allow the locomotive to navigate tighter curves. This is, however, one of my few gripes I have with this, as other manufacturers nowadays have the coupling and harness plugged in, already done in the box. Now, the packaging for the boxcars and passenger cars are a bit different. The packaging of the boxcars and the coach are unique, as they are specifically decorated for the 20th anniversary. On the front, we have a clear window to see the car. On the left side at the top, we have the Lionel HO scale logo, and below it, we have the locomotive illustration from the 20th anniversary poster. Underneath the window in the center, we have the Polar Express anniversary text. And to the right on the top, we have the Bell logo and Lionel logo. Below, we have a Polar Express ticket that also lists what the car is. As for the rest of the box, all sides feature the same artwork with a different layout. The only exception being the right end, which has the product sticker. To access the cars, either open the left or right side of the box. The car is between two plastic covers that separate from the center, and once opened up, we can unwrap the car from the plastic sheet and take it out. Now, as for the locomotive itself, it is made of plastic, but does have a very heavy die-cast chassis, with what I know is some extra metal weight blocks inside. As for the paint scheme itself, the locomotive and tender are painted black. That being said, what makes this model unique is the snow covering. Starting at the front, the cowcatcher has snow in the front that gradually fades towards the top. On the deck, there is snow with footprints, and these snow footprints move all the way across the walkways to the cab. Also in the front area, we have snow on top of the headlight, and the pistons also have snow on top of them. Printed on the pistons is the 20th anniversary bell logo. I also want to point out that the side rods appear to have a more chrome-like appearance, or at the very least they stand out more compared to the normal model. On top of the locomotive, we have snow above the feed water heater, boiler dome, sand dome, safety valves, and the cab area. As for the tender, we have snow on top of the coal load and all around the back deck. There is also some snow on the deck above the coupler. As for some printing, the cab number is printed in a gold that has some kind of shine. On the tender, we have the 20 years of believing logo, and also back of the tender, we have the loco number and tender capacity in the same gold as the cab number. Now, as for the details themselves, all the details on this model are molded in. The only exception is the bell, which is separately applied. Now for these details themselves, starting at the bottom, the wheels are the normal spoked drivers. In between the wheels, we do have some brake shoe detail. As for the side rods, they are pretty accurate to the real locomotive. The only exception is the rest of the rod assembly by the piston. The leading truck has molded suspension, and the back truck is also molded. Above the wheels, we have molded in pipes and tanks. And on the front of the locomotive, we have an extended cow catcher. In the front of the locomotive, just in front of the pistons, we do have the molded pumps, and in front of them, the front covers. The smoke box door has rivets all around the door, molded door hatches, and 2 marker lights with a painted green dot. The locomotive also features an operating headlight. Moving to the boiler, the locomotive has molded in banding, handrails, sand pipes, and a regulator. There are also some molded steps and other pipe work. On the top of the logo, we have more rivets, molded sand hatches, and molded safety valves. As for the cab on the sides, we have more rivet detailing and a window, but with no glass. And as for the top of the roof, we have more rivets and molded vents. As for the inside of the cab, we also have a molded backhead. Now as for the tender itself, there isn't as much detail as the locomotive, but there's still quite a bit. For starters, the body of the tender has tons of rivets. On the top, we have quite a nice coal load, and just behind, we have a molded handrail with molded water hatches. On the front of the tender, we have more molded hatches and rivets, and then in the back, we have a molded ladder, handrail, and a working rear light. Now at the bottom, we do have a sprung knuckle coupler, and as for the trucks, we have molded in suspension. The trucks also have metal wheels with pickups on all of them, except for the rear wheel. The rear wheel actually has a sensor wheel, which is used for the chuff effect. The tender has a switch underneath for either DCC mode or controller mode. Now as for the sounds of this model, they are pretty good compared to the one you get in the train set. We first have the whistle with 5 different pitches. We then have the bell with 5 different pitches as well. We also have some sound bites from the movie, including what I think are some exclusive ones to this model.
All aboard! This is the Polar Express! One thing about trains, doesn't matter where they're going. What matters is deciding to get on. Sometimes things keep fading. Get us the blazing out of here! Tickets! Tickets, please! There is the North Pole. Get us the blazing out of here! Sometimes things is fading. There is the North Pole. That is some special ticket. There is the North Pole. Get us the blazing out of here! I am the king of the North Pole! Get us the blazing out of here!
Now, I am going to be honest here, there are two main gripes I have with the sounds. The first is the chuff rate is 2 chuffs per revolution. And the biggest gripe I have is the whistle is not the one used in the movie, which is Sierra number 3's whistle. Heck, I don't even think it's 1225's whistle. Now moving on to the next item, we have the 20th anniversary passenger car. The passenger car is painted blue with a maroon stripe running across the windows. Printed underneath, we have the Polar Express printed in gold, and on each of the windows we have the 20th anniversary bell logo. Now I just wanted to point out that this logo seems a bit different than a normal print. What I mean by that is, as you run your finger across it, you can actually feel the logo indenting outwards. So I don't know if it's like some kind of special print decal they did, or if it's a part of the molding. In the windows, you can see the silhouettes of the children from the movie in gold, and the rest of the windows have blinds on them. Moving up to the roof, it is painted white for snow on the top, and black on the sides. There are also footprints in the snow. As for underneath the coach, it is painted black, along with the trucks. Now, as for the details themselves, there is not a whole lot. Starting at each end of the body, we have molded-in doors with steps underneath. Each end of the car has actually a little hallway with a door. As for the roof, there is molded ventilation on the sides and on the top. Underneath the car, we have molded-in brakework, and the trucks have molded suspension and brakes. Each truck is also equipped with a knuckle coupler. And finally, the car is equipped with interior lighting. And now lastly, we have the Boxcars. Now for the Boxcars themselves, they are both Lionel's standard HO cars. But that being said, the artwork on these ones are actually astounding. To start off, we have the 20th anniversary car. On the sides of the car, we have the 20th anniversary logo, followed by the 20th poster. On the other end, we have the Polar Express 20 Years of Believing on a nice dark blue and black background. The door in the center of this car is painted in maroon, and the rest of the body is painted in gold. Now as for the Believe car has the scene of Santa handing the boy the bell with the conductor. On the other side, we have the Believe ticket with a bunch of dots from the ticket punch. The door in the center is painted in a dark navy with the 20th anniversary bell logo in the center. The rest of the car is painted in a shade of blue. Now as for the detailing of these cars themselves, they are on the simple side, but are effective. For the main body, there are molded rivets. There are also molded-in step ladders on the front. Well, there is a full ladder in the back. As for the doors themselves, each car actually has a different door. The 20th car has a rib-sided door, and on the other hand, the Believe car has more of a panel-sided door. Between the two of them, only the 20th car can have the door moved. The Believe car has its door permanently closed, probably due to protect the electronics inside. The ends of the cars are both the same, with the exception is that one end has a separately applied brake wheel with a molded step underneath. The roof is smooth with molded beams across the stop, and separately applied is a wooden walkway. Underneath the car, we have a molded wooden floorboard with molded embraces with rivets. Molded into the floor is also brake work. The trucks themselves are made of plastic with molded suspension detail, but the wheels are made of metal. And finally, each car comes equipped with body-mounted knuckle couplers. Now the Believe car is special as it is equipped with a speaker that plays a sound clip of Santa's bell from the movie about roughly every 10 seconds. This can be turned on it or off with the switch underneath. Now as for how they roll, the normal cars run nice out of the box, but add a drop of lubrication on the axle points on each side, and it rolls much better. The Sound car, on the other hand, does not roll freely. This is due to the pickups being pressed too hard on the sides of the wheels, which can be fixed by just little adjustments to allow the wheels to roll better. And also don't forget to add some lubrication on the axle points. By doing so, the car rolls so much better. Now as for this running session, I'm just going to have the locomotive with the 20th cars.
All aboard! This is the Polar Express!
And with that, these were the Lionel Polar Express 20th Anniversary HO Scale Collection. I'm really happy that Lionel got into HO well before the 20th. I do wonder what they're going to do for the 25th or the 30th anniversary. However, now that they're making more realistic Berkshires, I'm having my fingers crossed that they might be able to finally make a movie-accurate locomotive. But in any case, thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.